Welcome to documentation number 6. A lot of things have happened between last time and over Christmas and New Year, and you may remember I had said quite a lot of times that my main obstacle was that something in me, based on earlier judgments from when I was young, would not allow me to play the piano, and the allegation that I destroyed music. It seems that I've really conquered that, so that quite a few weeks ago I felt that now I was in control. This means that I can now state with absolutely convincing voice and face that this is going to happen. My piano abilities are coming back, and I will be able to play the piano the way I know I can. This means it's a kind of second language, and it's as easy for me to do as it is to speak and to walk. But I'm like a paralyzed patient who's gradually learning to walk again. And when I discovered that I was able to play again, meaning that I was in control now, even if it's still not nearly what I would like to present in public, then I had to make some kind of decision. I had a question I asked myself, which is very simple. Why do I want to play the piano? There are probably a couple of 100 million of people out there who can play the Chopin ballads and scherzi, so why bother? And I remembered one of my favorite films about absolutely lack of talent, Ishtar, where Dustin Hoffman is composing his favorite tune, telling the truth can be dangerous business, and he interrupts himself and says, why? As to get the answer to the next line. And also, some of you might have seen this wonderful film, Three Amigos, where Chevy Chase in the end of the film is crooning with his guitar in front of some girl, and then he looks romantically at her and says, I will come back. And she says, why? And I have to ask myself, why am I going to bother to play the piano? And the answer came quite quickly. I want to tell a story. And this story I can hear inside the music. And there can be a lot of discussion. Is there stories in the music, or are you putting stories into the music? Well, I can do what I want to do, that is to dig out the story, find the hidden gold, the jewels. And this time there will be no take 10 or take 11. I simply want to invite you inside in my workshop, which is actually in my brother and sister-in-law's flat with their piano. And then I'll just play the way I do when I sit down normally at the piano. And this is not the way it should be done, I think, if you want to aim at a pianistic career. But if you are in a situation like mine, that your abilities have been locked down, then you have to find a way to get them out. As a parallel to these documentaries, I have written a book called The Ring Bearer's Diary, which I have, it's on the title of this video, and it's begun I wrote it the first 2 volumes in 1984, I think. And how this returning to the ability to play the piano is actually taking place is described in the last volume of The Ring Bearer's Diary. And these video documentations are then more physical demonstration of what's going on. So it might be kind of luxury to say or decide that I have no intention at all to play an entire composition if I'm not able to do what I really want to do. So this means that when I play from a repertoire that I played years back and new things from now, but I play only small bits and pieces, as if to probe, or like you can drill into the central ice on Greenland and find out the climate 700 years ago. Or you can go into, as a gardener, go into the greenhouse and study the plants and see how is this working, how is this going, this passage in this composition, is it coming closer to what I want to do? And there's actually only two compositions I play in their entirety, and that's the Wedding on Trollhaugen by Grieg, which I will also play this time in the end, and the Bach Prelude in C. And the way this grows is actually similar, I think, to growth of plants. That you don't start with the flowers and the fruit. There's a stem and roots, and then leaves, and then flowers and fruit. In a normal education, pianistic education, the roots might be a solid technical foundation, but this is not the way it is to me, because everything is mixed, so that a solid technical foundation is also the ability to feel and hear and express the nuances in music, the control of the different fingers, the agility, the speed, and the strength, the power, and it's all of this is growing at the same time. So what I can do is to give some examples of how I visit these plants in my greenhouse to see how are we doing today. And this means I will not repeat quite a lot. There must be a lot of wrong notes still, but I think you will be able to hear that something is happening, and on the way I will maybe explain a few things. I have favorite compositions that I play again and again because I really love them and want to play them in their entirety. And one of them is the Chopin C-sharp minor scherzo, where there's only two passages I'm looking at to see how is this coming forward. And until I can play this to my complete satisfaction, I have no intention whatsoever to try to play the entire composition to what end. It should be right or not. So the first thing are these octaves here. Satisfaction, I won't go any further with it, but it's gradually coming. And these octaves in Chopin are light octaves, which I often can play and hit them all. I almost did it. And as a contrast, there are these octaves from the Liszt sonata, which I've tried to memorize. The way I decide to hit the right notes is that I have to do it in my mind. It's nothing to do with the hands, it's in my mind. And I love this longer passage from the Liszt Sonata, which I will try to play a bit of now. But pretend you are at home and don't mind me. Just I'm just playing. So. So this has improved since the last time. And then I'm also playing bits of Waltzszene by Schumann, and here I'm trying to hear how my ability to play chords where all three notes, all three fingers are in control. There's a vast difference between just playing three notes and then being able to control the fingers. And before I play a little bit of Waltzszene, I will play the opening of Gaspard de la Nuit by Ravel, which is also one of those pieces I really love, and I can't wait to play it, but I'm not going any further than this entrance to it until I can play it right. And you may remember I have tried that before, and I found out something since the last time, and there's this written, and if you play the Song of the Mermaid in this rhythm, it sounds like this. Then it becomes close to jazz somehow, if you can play this rhythm. But I found out that I have to separate the rain, which is actually from the mermaid. So the right hand is going to play in rhythm, and the mermaid is going to play rubato, that is espressivo, out of rhythm at the same time. So that the rain is undisturbed, you can say that. Maybe you can get an idea of it. Also, with the Waltzszene, I found out that the forest is actually in the left hand. With like the fifth, like when you play the Waldhorn. And there's an image in this which I don't know if I'm able to express right now, but I have seen glimpses of it. Actually, there's coming colors out of this, like spring green foliage, and enormous feeling of well-being by entering the wood. But these images are these jewels I discover here and there. to go any further with that. Still, I'm only trying to say hello to how are we today? And this is how it is today. And I'm satisfied. Remember, I've been completely unable to play. And feeling that all these ability to express myself is coming back is really very satisfying. I've also, many years ago, played the wonderful Schubert A major sonata, August Posthumous 120. Just a few bars. To, and I have to reckon with some kind of what should we call it, delineate. I'm not quite sure, but bear with me. So listen to, is there any kind of music coming out of this? Don't mind the wrong notes. They will be on place in time, I promise you. The same goes for the two Chopin ballads I have been struggling with. The last time I made a recording, I had there was a short session where I thought my friend Morten had turned off his camera, and he had not, so he recorded this bit. Hvad siger du?
Det skal nok være.
Ja, der er ikke noget at komme efter. Også den her. Du er en skjælden.
Men der er jo heller ikke, den kan ikke udgives dig. Lyden er ikke så god på det der.
Den her. Der er heller ikke nogen. Men den, prøv at lægge mærke til, at nu er jeg ved at få fat på, at den starter.
Ja.
Det har jeg heller ikke haft med før. Altså, den der, hvor jeg kan det, så bliver det svært.
Ja, det bliver.
Opstod du det?
Ja, det kommer jeg til.
Men det er ikke ordentligt ud. Du kan ikke det ikke lade dig.
Yeah.
Altså.
And here I explain something about the presto con fuoco part, and I'll return to that in a moment. I'll play the slow part first, and no, I think I'll. Well, I'll mention something about the A-flat ballad, which I will play after that. That there's some kind of masculinity in these opening. Which nobility, something royal almost. In the F major ballad, it's almost like a folk song or a fairy tale. And I discovered also now that I'm able to play two notes at the same time. You shouldn't laugh because it's not that simple. To play these so that they sound like one note is not easy. And also you could make the melody line come very much forward like this. And see how are we doing today. And if I play a little slower, I can almost manage. Through this, but I'll just wait and see. And if you have followed these videos, you can hear that it's actually improving. So I'll just play a bit from this A-flat ballad, and still this is just a look into the workshop. And I know that there are parts of it that I'm not able to play yet, but I enjoy what I am able to play, and then I can feel it grow. And it's difficult to explain why I am so sure that I'll be able to play this without technical problems and without practicing the normal way. And this is that there's this inner growth in my awareness of my own abilities. And this is a fantastic thing that you discover that you actually have abilities. And even though they are hidden, they will grow if you respect yourself in other parts of life. So this is just an example here again. this is coming back slowly. The culmination of it. I'm just touching it to see, can I do it? Well, no, but next time I can do it a little better. The same goes with the second scherzo, which I enjoy trying now and then. You're getting a bit nervous out there. Well, never mind. I know that this is a controversial way of describing a development in pianism. And I can only say that it's very, very wonderful to find out that you can actually play more and more because of some kind of growth within, instead of strange gymnastics with the fingers, because I don't want to be able to play everything. There's hundreds of prodigies who appear on YouTube, and they play and they play and they compose and they compose and they conduct, and it's great. I don't want that. I want to have my own expression, and I want to tell my own story. And this is coming because I'm doing this my own way. I'm not doing it my way, I'm doing it my own way. And this is unique. I can give you a few other examples here. The beginning of the two Mozart sonatas I'm playing. I found out again that there's so much power in this A minor sonata that I'm really astonished, and I'm daring to play it this way. But there's so much tradition saying that you shouldn't. Also this is coming slowly, and the same goes for the G major sonata, where also here, like in the A flat ballad, there's some masculinity which I haven't heard before, because Normally Mozart is played with, well, spirit and nerve, and the best Mozart interpreters can get a lot of incredible beauty out of it, but Mozart as a person is somehow hidden in there, and I think I'm getting some kind of contact. What else can I play? Well, I can tell that I'm also still working on this Rachmaninoff prelude. Getting at is some kind of authority mixed with this incredible warmth and this minor as it is here. And I'm still, of course, playing one of my favorite Scriabin studies. More and more notes in these chords. I think I've also tried to play the C major prelude by Bach. Last time I played that, I had the audacity to play it with some kind of authority, not my authority, but Bach's authority. It can be played in so many ways, and it's so beautiful. If you just play it, it's beautiful in itself, but it is as if Bach has some kind of mastery of the musical chords, which I discovered, and if I play it with a little more strength, then suddenly this is completely different. One more thing, because before the wedding on Trollham, and this is this wonderful Benediction de Dieu, where my ability to get feeling or consciousness in each finger is making a progress. Here I can only still hint at a few bars, but some sound of this religious quality is coming forward. And then in the end of this, I will play, as I usually do, the wedding on Trollham. And there's a few things I would like to explain now, because as I get more and more in control over what I'm doing, I can hear new nuances in this. And there's some Norwegian mood I hadn't heard before, which is suddenly appearing. And just the opening of this composition is filled with expectation of wonderful things to come. And this expectation intensifies in this section. come to the combination here, and in the middle section, the love duet, as I hear it, is even more pronounced now. And this is all because I'm getting aware of my own I'm being allowed to do this. I'm releasing my own emotions in this. This is an incredible process. And I know this is still not to show in the concert hall at all. But I would like to document this process because I know where it's, now I really know where it's leading to.